Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new to this channel, my name is Amra and this is Amra's Beauty Blog. If you're a subscriber, then a welcome return. If you like this video, then please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell for weekly uploads. So you may have noticed I haven't been filming these sort of long videos in a while on YouTube, and the reason is that I've basically started to fall in love with pop-ups, and I've been going to a lot of them recently. Been meeting new people and learning about brands as they launch and brands that have existed, and it's just been a lot of fun. And I thought, what would pull me back to the long form video? Who else would pull me back other than Pat McGrath? So I just wanted to tell you what I've got on. I've actually got a full face of Pat on right now. I have her OG foundation. This is the only foundation she's brought out, but one of my favourites in terms of making my skin look really, really natural and giving that flawless kind of look. It's just beautiful. And I have the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection foundation on. I've got her brush that I've used to apply it with. I think it's fantastic. I really love the way that it feels like a little cat's paw on your face, so I've used that to apply it. And then I have her concealer in the shade LM14, and I've used the foundation in medium 15, just so you're aware. And then I've used her little brush, but what I did do was use my finger to just kind of get the creases out underneath the eyes, because I think sometimes it can be a bit streaky with the brush. And I have prepped my eyes with the Pat McGrath Labs Intensifies Longwear Primer, because I think what I'm going to show you now, this should kind of accentuate the colours really, really well. So here it is. It arrived yesterday evening or afternoon and the light had already gone, so I thought let me film today, and I'm hoping to do a couple of looks with this to show you how versatile this palette is. So it's the Pat McGrath Labs Mothership XII Petalmorphosis. It's the big Mothership eyeshadow palette. It's 20 grams of product. The packaging is absolutely stunning and it's so Pat. Now, as we all know, we've just been told that Louis Vuitton, as we know it, will be basically bringing out their own makeup and Pat will be the creative director. I am very, very excited to pick those pieces up, and that's going to happen in the autumn. So do stick with my channel because I will be reviewing that. So I'm very, very excited to see what Pat does. Let's get into this palette. Now, I've been told, or I've seen online, that apparently there are no baked eyeshadows in this, which a lot of people have been really surprised about. I managed to grab this on launch day. I was in Harrods actually, and I came out to get reception just to get this because it launched like in the afternoon, and I was at the Labubu pop-up. You can see I've got some lovely characters here. This is the Powerpuff Girls with Crybaby. I was in Harrods and I had to come out and get reception. It was really odd because they launched this a few minutes before they said they would, and so the first 100 people got a signed copy of this palette that Pat had signed specifically, but I really thought I was part of that first 100, but because they launched it early, I wasn't. But I've met Pat before 3 times and she's absolutely lovely, so I'm okay with not getting a signed copy of my palette. But what I did get was the purple one, and it's sold out online now, so I'm going to show you what it looks like. It's absolutely stunning, this palette. Purple is one of my favorite colors. I really like purple on the eyes, and you know in this palette there is a purple as well. So I was hoping to do a couple of looks with you today and show you kind of what I would do. There's greens in here which we've been sort of crying out for. Pat lovers have been wanting her to have, so the fact that there are greens in here is beautiful. So that's what it looks like. I'll go into more detail as to all the shades and I will swatch these, so don't worry. I will give you the names, so you get a pamphlet in here with the names of all the shades like Pat does with all her motherships. And I'm so glad she's come out with a mothership because we've all been crying out for one. We'll go across like the top line, but I'll show you up close. So this is what the palette looks like, and it's absolutely gorgeous. You can see from here it's got the PMG Labs in the middle. It's kind of like a gradient purple. It looks really, really lovely in person and it has a real weight to it. So I managed to get this with a 10% discount, so I was pleased about that as well. It is absolutely worth every penny. Look at how gorgeous it is, and at the back you've got the gold. And you know, Pat's palettes are huge, but they are worth it because the pigmentation is so good. We're going to get up close and personal now with this palette, but I just kind of wanted to tell you a little bit more from the website. She mentions that This 10 shade palette transforms eye artistry into blooming masterpieces with lush greens, lilac hues and radiant neutrals. Designed for all artistry levels, it features 4 luxury finishes, creamy mattes, dazzling astrals and jewel tone metallics that blend and layer seamlessly, sculpting and illuminating looks that captivate and stay put. What we're going to do now is take a closer look at the shades. So I will open this up for you. I haven't peeled the mirror yet, the top of the mirror. I'll do that shortly. What we will do is take a look at each of the shades. So Divine Dawn, Twilight Lilac, which is at the top, Cosmic Fantasies in the top middle, then Astral Eden Envy, which is that green one, and then Astral Sunset Splendor, which is that one. And then at the bottom we have Nocturnal Bloom, Astral Iridescent Iris, Lunar Nectar in the center there, Blitz Radiant Rhapsody, and then we have Blitz Bronze Supernova, which is right at the end. So some really lovely names. I don't know if any of these are dupes. I'll let you know if I do see any that I recognize. But what we will do now is swatch all of these on my arm so you can see how these look. Isn't that just gorgeous? And then we'll think about some looks that we can do with this. I think we should start with the top one and swatch it on my arm. So we'll start off with this one here. Feels quite creamy already. Very nice. We'll start off with that one. Beautiful. Then we will move on to this matte one here. Kind of got a purpley tone to it, which I really, really like. So here we go. Oh, I forgot how much I love Pat's pigmentation. And then we're going to go into this third shade here. This one is just stunning. Oh, wow. Wow, it's just beautiful. Look at that. Oh, I'm not disappointed. Then this one here, which is this green shade, which we've been crying out for, because I think Pat's done many green palettes, other than like the smaller ones, but not in the Mothership. Oh, wow. Okay, and then finally this shade here at the end. I mean, you can see how creamy and how pigmented this top line is, but oh my god, guys, beautiful, right? Right, I think we're ready for the second line now. So let's start off with this shade here. This looked black earlier, but it's not black, it's a dark green. There we go. So it's a lovely green. Then we're going to go into this shade here, which is sort of like this iridescent purpley shade. It's gorgeous. Oh, wow. That is pretty. Wow. And then we're going to go into this greeny shade here, which is like a teal colour. Oh, this one is stunning as well. Oh my god. Amazing. Can you see that? And then we're going to go into the final shade at the bottom here. And it's kind of like this antique gold kind of colour. Oh my god. I know which colours I'm falling in love with already. Stunning. Stunning. FYI, it's made in Italy, so the quality is going to be superb. So looking at the swatches and the shades, I am thinking about doing 2 looks with you today. I'm sure there's endless amount of looks you could do with this, but I really want to focus on these 2 because it stands out to me that there is some purples in here and some greens. So I thought, let's do that and let's see what we can achieve. So I will start off with the purple look first. This is so exciting. I haven't done a Pat video in ages. I am going to take this matte shade, which is this gorgeous shade here. So I'm going to put Twilight Lilac first on. This is gorgeous. So remember that I have the primer on, so it should pick up the colour really well. Oh, that's nice. And remember, if you want a wash of colour and you don't want it to be too intense, move further up with the brush and just do like a fan motion like this, and the colour will be a lot more lighter. And the further you move down, the more intense that colour will be. So I've kind of given it more like a wash of colour. And that looks gorgeous on the eyes. And I love the fact that there is a huge mirror. I've taken the plastic off now because I can have a look in the mirror as well as look at the screen here. Let's take this shade. I was curious. This is kind of like a kind of peachy shade, but I feel like it could work with this look. So we're going to try that. So that was the shade Lunar Nectar. I think Lunar Nectar exists from what I remember. I've recognized that name. I am going to take Lunar Nectar now. It has a few gold particles in it, so just taking Lunar Nectar and putting it on the inner part and sort of blending the two shades together. And I think the peachy part of it just kind of blends really nicely. And I'm just going to take it there. I'm really intrigued by this shade. It's called Cosmic Fantasies, but I think I'm going to use my finger. It's because I feel like it picked it up so beautifully when I swatched it. So I'm just going to put it on top of the shades like that. Don't worry if you mess up, which I have here. I'll clean that up in a minute. But yeah, I'm just taking that and just putting it on top. And oh my god, it's gorgeous once blended with the other shades. So what I'm going to do is just tidy that up. So it's looking really, really pretty right now. And I love the fact that that purple has just intensified everything. So I've got a smaller brush now and I'm going to go in with that shade that I put on first. So that was Twilight Lilac. I'm just going to put some on the lower lash line. Same on the other side. So pretty. It's really nice. And I'm going to add a little bit more of that shimmer shade, but just put a little bit on the corners of my eyes, which was that gorgeous one, Cosmic Fantasies. So we're going to go in and just dab with that. And I'm just going to put it on the lower lash line a little bit, intensifying that line. Honestly, that is so beautiful. And I feel like I want to take this shade here, Astral Iridescent Iris. I'm going to take that shade. I'm going to put that shade on the inner corner to make that pop. And you can see it popping already. Wow. That's so pretty. Really gorgeous. I'm going to put a little bit on the brow bone area up here. Same on the other side. And if you've done a little bit too much, you can always get a brush, which is what I'm going to do. This had the foundation on earlier, so I'm just going to take it and just clean it up. And sometimes you don't know how pigmented it can be. So I've used 4 of the shades that are sort of very close together here. They almost are meant to work in tandem. Right, so I've gone away, I've added some brow, some liner and some mascara. But I was looking at the green and I thought that looked really cool as a sort of maybe a lower lash line colour. So I'm going to try that and just add that lovely green on the end. Nocturnal Bloom, which I thought was black but actually is green. What I'm going to do is take the shade and I'm going to add it a tiny bit to the lower lash line, just to give it a bit more depth, but also to add something a little bit different to the eye. I like that, looks kind of different. I like it. What I'm going to do now that I can see my eyes, I'm going to add a little bit more purple. So I'm going to take the 3 shades again, this trifecta of 3 shades. Take the matte shade first and just add it to the eye. And I'm going to put it on the outer V. It's given a lovely blurring effect there. Taking it up a little bit more and I'm sort of blurring the lines now, just there. That's really pretty. So I'm just taking the colour out a little bit more and then using that previous colour I used below. That one's Lunar Nectar, and just adding it as well because I like that kind of peachy colour. That's really pretty. I'm going to use my finger on that gorgeous shade above. That was Cosmic Fantasies. I've got my finger just where I want the shade to go and just adding it onto the lid. Honestly, that is so pretty. Like, I love the combinations of all those three shades together with a little bit of the green at the bottom to add something a little bit different. So I'm just going to add a little bit more concealer and then we will finish off the face and I'll give you my thoughts on this first look. Okay, so I've just added a little touch more concealer because I just wanted the eyes to really stand out, and something that I never got around to reviewing was something that was released last year and I didn't really get a chance to review it. Now, I'm not going to review it fully today. I just wanted to try the blushes out from this palette, and it's the blush and eyeshadow palette, and it's the Mothership Bijou Brilliance Jeweled Temptation palette. And she put in here two blushes, which was Desert Amber and Paradise Venus. And I thought we need a blush, so I wanted to get a good blush from Pat, because I wanted to do a kind of full face of Pat today. This is what the palette looks like, but I'll do another separate review on it. I never got round to it, but I need to show you how beautiful this palette is. I'm going to use the warmer shade for now because it's purple, and then the lighter one for the green one. We're going to go into this one, and this is Paradise Venus. I do have this as a standalone shade, but I thought let's just try it from the palette. This one has a huge mirror, which really, really helps. So I'm going to use the mirror and we're just going to pat the colour on. I forgot how good Pat's blushes are. Don't we love Pat's blushes? But can you see how that's kind of really warmed the look up as well? I'm just taking it down here. And then I'm doing the same with the other side. I think with Pat's makeup, as soon as you add bits, it just all comes together. So I'm just taking the shade, and I've opted for the slightly warmer one because it's got the purple in the eyes, so just kind of wanted to balance that out. But I can see the purple in the mirror here and it just looks stunning. Now that I've done that, let's put on something else. So I did purchase this but never got around to showing you. It's the highlighter in Golden Moonlight, and I thought let me add a little bit of highlight to this gorgeous look as well. This is a beautiful one. I haven't had a chance to show you, but I'm going to show you now. I'm going to take my Wayne Goss brush and go into this shade. Put a little bit, oh my god, wow. It's so pigmented, I need to blend it out. Look at that. Oh my god. That's so beautiful. I'm just going to do the same the other side. I'm taking a lighter brush because I wanted to use a lighter hand. Just there. And a little bit on the tip of the nose. Cupid's bow. Just around here. That is gorgeous. Wow. Since we looked at this, I'm going to quickly show you this as a swatch. This is the highlighter in Golden Moonlight. Pat never fails to impress me with her highlighters. So we're just going to do a swatch and I'll put it on my hand for you. But look at that. So beautiful and complementary to my skin tone. So I ordered these three, never got round to showing you. These were the Pat McGrath Dramatic Mega Lip Pencils, and I thought we could try Divine Rose with this look today because it's quite rich, organic glow. Let's see how we get on with Divine Rose. These pencils are beautiful. I really needed some colour on the lips. Let's try this on. Now, I'm thinking almost that I'd like to get the slightly darker shade and do like an ombre effect. I have Garnet Glow and I'm going to do like a kind of ombre effect because I think this is going to look stunning because it's a bit darker. I will swatch all of these for you as well, but let's take Garnet Glow. Can you see already that just gives something extra? I love the way you can kind of maneuver this around the lips. And you can just mix the two colours, which I've done just like that. Wow, that is so pretty. I've kind of mixed Divine Rose, a Garnet Glow on my lips, and it just goes with this purple look so beautifully. Let me swatch these two for you quickly. So this one is the Dramatique Mega Lip Pencil in Divine Rose, which I'll put here, which is gorgeous on its own. That's gorgeous. And then we're going to put Garnet Glow underneath. But they complement each other really well. You can see how I mixed the two shades. So I'm back, and we're now going to try a green look. So I'm going to lay down the purple shade that was matte, Twilight Lilac. So I'm just going to add a touch of that on the lid, just to give it a little bit of a base. That should be enough just to give us some kind of canvas to start adding that in. So I'm really excited to go with those two, that teal colour and that darker shade. So I've added the purple, and now we're going to take this matte green colour first and put that all over the lid. This one's called Nocturnal Bloom. I'm going to put it on the outer V first, same as the other one, because I think that this one is quite dark and deep. And then I'm going to take it and just put it on the lid, but do it really lightly so that there is some green on the lid. And at the moment with the two shades you can see the green coming through, but it's not intense yet. And I'm going to take these two shades, so I'm going to go with this teal one first, and that one is called Blitz Radiance Rhapsody. So I'm going to use my finger because it's that kind of colour, and wow, I'm putting it straight onto the lid as an all over shade. It's absolutely beautiful. It really pops on the eyes, really pops. And you can see that on the lid, it's really beautiful, my God. It's really making a statement. So I'm going to get that green and just add it on the corner a bit more. It's really like popping, wow, I'm really impressed. And I'm mixing that green now because we've got a bit more of a colour there now. Just adding some depth to that. So the dark green is going beautifully with this teal shade. And I'm just taking it and using that green on the corner of the eyes. Wow, it's really pretty. I'm excited to see what I can do with, there's a couple of shades here. I kind of want to see how this light green works. So I've got the shade Astral Eden Envy, and I'm going to see if I can add it, oh wow, to the middle part of my eye, and it's making such a difference. Oh my God, just that level of pop in the center of the lid. It's honestly so beautiful. It is gorgeous. It's really refreshing to see greens from Pat because you don't see it as often. And this reminds me of her first palette where she had loads of blues. Well, she had a blue in that one, but this is really pretty. And I'm going to take that dark green again and just put it on the lower lash line. Just needs a little bit of depth underneath the eye, but I can tidy that up. I'm just trying to get that to connect at the end. We can have some kind of wing there, and then same with here, just going to take that green, intensify the lower lash line with that matte shade. It's really nice. And then I feel like I want to put an inner corner highlight. I think I might try the one in the corner here. It's really bright. And this one is Divine Dawn. Let's try Divine Dawn. So I've got Divine Dawn and I'm just going to put it on the inner corner, which is really pretty here. I can see it popping both sides. Anything excess, just putting it on the brow bone. It's a real impact that this is making. I've got 2 shades that I haven't used. I think I've used everything except for the 2 at the end. I kind of don't want to destroy this look, but I feel like the brown would look really lovely, the antique shade. So I'm going to go in with that brown on the end, which is Blitz Bronze Supernova. And I'm going to put that on the part here. Just adding a little bit of something. I've added some mascara, some brow and some liner, and I thought now we could add a bit of blush. So we're going to go into that one that we used earlier. We're going to put Desert Amber on the cheeks, and that has a more kind of corally look to it. Very, very pretty as well. It goes well with this sort of greeny-eyed look. It's gorgeous. And we're going to go in with the lip Naked Seduction, which was one of the lip shades that I picked up, and it's the Dramatic Mega Lip Pencil. So we'll put that on. It's beautiful. I'm just going to do a hand swatch. That is what it looks like. So pretty. So I'm just going to add a tad bit of highlight like we did a bit earlier. So gorgeous, the highlight. And that is the final look of the second look of the new Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette. Okay, so I have finished. This is the second look, and I wanted to give you my final thoughts on this palette. Now, I have pretty much used all of the shades except for one, and that was just because I couldn't really put it into the look that I was going to use it for. But I've swatched it for you, so I hope that's helped, and maybe you can create a look using that particular shade that I missed out. I really love this palette. It's very different to Pat in terms of her colour story. Although there isn't any baked eyeshadows, because there's mattes, I think it makes up for it, and I think that it still looks gorgeous without the baked shadows. I don't know how other people feel, but I'm okay with that. I really love the green colour story, the purple colour story. I think is very different to what Pat's done in the past. I really love this palette. I love the cover, that it's purple. It's different to anything I've got and is really unique, and yeah, I'm very, very impressed. I'm really looking forward to other things that Pat might release before she starts releasing things for Louis Vuitton, which she'll be doing, I'm sure, in the autumn, so I will bring that to you. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you picked this up? What do you think of this collection? So please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.